So, all right, people, look, if you want to be successful, and it's not even want to be anymore. Like, you got to be successful if you want to live the life that you want to live out here. Like, you have to be successful. You know, it's not like Mike said, it's not like the job. It's not 9 to 5. It's not like I can show up, I can half-ass and still get a paycheck. No, if you don't go 110%, you don't get that paycheck. You don't learn that skill. You gotta go all in or nothing. Because if you half-ass it, you're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna be where you want, and you're just gonna backtrack right back into the 9 to 5. And then you got people looking at you like, oh,
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back in the lab once again at 4:22 a.m. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Mac?
We doing good, man. I still got that stop motion thing going on.
Oh no, it cleared up. It cleared up. I guess it was just like,
Yeah.
startup computer warming up, a little cold, computer a little cold.
Maybe. As you guys can see, I'm in a different part of my house. You thought it was a construction zone before. No, it's definitely a construction zone. It's a construction zone in here, plus Christmas. Middle of January, we still got the Christmas decorations up. This is how the matriarch of the Makerum dynasty prefers it. So this Christmas tree is actually still up on purpose.
Some people do, they to kind of justify leaving it up year long, they dress it up as different seasons.
Nah, we're not doing that.
No.
We're not doing that. And I'm gonna tell you why we not doing that, bro. Do you know how long it takes to put up Christmas decorations? Come on, man. Yeah. You think I'm about to redecorate the tree every time a new holiday come? Are you talking? And we black too, Mark. We got extra holidays up in there, bro. We got Martin Luther King Day. We got Juneteenth. Bro, come on, bro. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't do it but once a year.
I feel it. That'd be interesting now. Have like a like a Black Pride tree or whatever. It got like the little fist emblems.
Replace the star with the Black Panther fist.
Oh,
and put T'Challa on that joint every so often. And we got a superhero now. Put Black Lightning on it too while you had it.
Fact. That's crazy. Yep.
Yep.
All right. So quick question, right? Y'all have a small dog also, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. And the dog is, pretty attached to the both of y'all or to one of y'all,
Yeah.
So does your dog does this thing like, say dog is sitting in Lee's lap, right? And you go to hug her, give her a kiss or whatever. Does the dog start to bark at you?
Not bark, but she definitely don't like it.
Okay.
And what I mean by she definitely don't like it, I mean that she's pissed because instead of touching her, I'm touching my wife.
That's interesting. Because
Yeah.
my parents' small dog, she's on that heavy. Like if she doesn't like it, like it doesn't even have to be the person that she's sitting in or she's like
Mm-hmm.
sitting with or whatever. Like you could be
Yeah.
across the room. I could be hugging Cord. I could be hugging Jace or anything. And she just starts to go crazy. She's like, and just like start barking at you and all that other stuff. And I'm like, what is this?
Question. 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 Are we talking about a Chihuahua?
Pomeranian, but
Oh yeah, yeah. Even then, Pomeranian Chihuahua, they don't have to have any logic to it. It's just yeah. And then Pomeranians, bro, they so active, bro. I don't know how y'all do
yeah,
that. Like, bro, they do too much.
they
We
get the
actually
zoomies a
think
lot.
that this our dog is some kind of Pomeranian mix, like some kind of Pomeranian or boxer mix or something like that. Because she definitely but then we were told she a Shih Tzu. And I'm like, the fuck out of here. Them long ass legs ain't no Shih Tzu, man. Get out of here. This long ass neck look like a dinosaur.
Come on. I mean, it's so hard these days to tell what a dog is, especially since
Yeah,
we
man.
done like mixed breed them jinx all
Right.
the
Ain't
hell.
no more pure breeds, dog. Ain't no more pure breeds.
And if it is, you gotta cough up an
Or
arm
you
and leg for them.
yeah, you got a certain lifestyle you trying to pure breed, bro.
Yeah.
You got a certain lifestyle. Yeah.
Up
You talking
echelons,
about purebred, like German Shepherd. Yeah, you got a $5 million house. And you bought that joint from overseas. Straight from Germany. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm coming through the right mic, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. My bad.
Oh no, you good. But yeah, that's enough about dogs. How have you been, sir? How's
Man, I've been good for the most part, yo. I'm just heavily anticipating what's coming. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not sure. I know we talked about it last week on the podcast, but we won't know how things are about to go until we come from this doctor's appointment today to see what the baby is doing. I think it's like I feel like it's any day now, bro. Like we like to this point where it's like like you sneeze wrong and we parents.
Oh man. But that's good. That's good.
So yeah.
You getting to that point where it's just drawing near. It's not about, you know, when. Now it's really about like, what time? When, like, is in the
Yeah.
morning, in the evening, like I'm ready.
Yeah. Like what day is your birthday gonna be? That's what we're trying to figure out. Right.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm
That's
other
awesome.
than that, man, I'm straight. And this epiphany I just had, um uh what the fuck? I gotta turn this thing off. But yeah, the epiphany that I have, we're gonna talk about today, man. Other than those two things, bro, I've been straight. I'm super straight now. How about yourself, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Ain't too much going on over here. You know, just living life, going to work. After work, trying to put some time in on learning this blender thing. Uh, you know, having a bunch of ideas while doing the blender thing. It's like I learned something new, and I'm like, yo, this skill would go great with this idea, and it's just like connecting the dots or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know. Like people will have these skills and like just don't do anything with them, and like they don't watch anything that would spark uh, a goal to work towards, anything like that. And I'm like, with for all the skills that our close friends and stuff have, and I'm like, yo, this would be great for this person. This would be like
Yeah.
amazing for such and such.
Yeah.
Like I was watching something about government contracts. Yes, it's still a job where you work for somebody, but like government contracts, you're not working that job daily. Like it could be once a month and you making bank like 6 figures once a month. You got to go to, whatever event or something and cater. Like they subcontract their caterers. Like they look for people who make food, like street vendors and all this other stuff. And like we know a guy that cooks his butt off. Like he get a group of people once a month together to help him prepare food or whatever for this, large size event, and boom, easy 6 figures. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
don't know too much about that other than the fact that like when you're a government civilian contractor for the government, they keep you away from the house for a long time. That's all the experience I really got from that. Yeah, that's about all I got. I'm just saying.
What you mean to keep you away from the house?
Bro, it's like being deployed, bro. Like they be like, yo, here's the mission.
Mm.
It's gonna be like 2 months.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Like they do you just like a soldier, bro.
Okay. I did hear something like that. I forgot what video I was watching. But yeah, like they'll give you
used to do it.
They'll give you the same benefits and stuff like that, right? Damn near.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But I mean, so with that, it beats, you just staying at home doing nothing. You working a 9 to 5, and yeah, it'll give you a chance to at least like travel, understand how a higher lifestyle works or whatever.
Go from a 9 to 5 to a 24/7.
Only for 2 months though. You make it shit. After the 2 months, you set.
Yeah, but you come home for like a week and go right back out, bro. I don't think you understand how deep this shit goes, bro. Yeah, I was talking to Donna used to do it, bro. She was telling me about her time doing it. She was like, I was deployed more than my husband. I was like, yo,
come on.
That's wild right there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah.
I see what you were trying to do, but
I see what you.
It definitely solves the purpose of making more money. I would say that it definitely solves that problem.
Okay. So all in all,
that's a literal definition of more money, more problems.
So work for yourself, people. That's what we're trying to take. We're trying to.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
When you work for other people, you're on their schedule, not your schedule. Point blank said.
That's facts. Facts. Yeah, man. All right, dog. I'm trying to figure out how to get into this. So for the last few, and I'm pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm real pissed because I've been trying to justify. And I don't know why I've been trying to justify it. I don't know why I went this long doing it. But like, we talked about it like 20 episodes ago. Being attached to the one thing and doing the one thing. Like, we talked about cutting out distractions. We talked about focusing on your goals. and being proficient at doing just one thing. And then once you are efficient at doing the one thing, then you can branch out and try to work on some other things. But I don't know, something about what I was doing, I justified doing the one thing plus one more thing plus one more thing. And I was like, and I was just sitting there thinking about it, right? Over the last week or so, we've been having some challenges. My mom's health is declining. She actually just had a stroke last week, and she went back into the hospital, and you're just having like normal stuff that happens to people, and then you just thinking about it like, yo, how can I resolve this? And I'm just like, yo, ain't nothing I can do about this right now, but I can sow a seed, Mark. Like I could pull out my phone and get some work done right now. And it may not do me no good right now in this moment. It may not even do me any good tomorrow. But like I know for a fact that I can pull out my phone and I can at least sow a seed. And I can set my future up so I ain't got to deal with this issue anymore. And what I found happening was, and it was symbolic too. And like I want y'all to understand that like you'll have situations. I mean, people ask for a sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
People be asking for signs, talking about signs. They don't see no signs, bro. When you ask for a sign, bro, you got to be open to see it. I ain't even asked for the sign, and I saw it. It was clear as day. It was billboards, lights, neons, like it was all type of stuff on that sign, bro. I promise you it was. So here's what happened, right? We sitting here, and we got the water heater issue. Alyssa mad because we ain't got no hot water. She mad enough to heat the water herself. My mom in the hospital. We talking about the future with our kid. With all these things, you as a man, you just sitting there looking like, yo, this is a lot. Like it's a lot. That's a lot of problems, bro. Like that is a lot, and all of it resolve around the fact that we don't make enough money. So I'm like, I ain't gonna stress over it. I got a plan. And I pulled out my phone, bro. And the first thought that I had before I even opened Drive up to get to work, the first thought I had was, yo, you got schoolwork to do. And then I was just like, all right, I guess let me put my writing to the side so I can do schoolwork. And I kept doing it. Like I did it up to the point where I was spending like shit, bro. Like the last day I touched that stuff, bro, I spent literally the whole day looking at school stuff. I ain't getting no writing done, dog. I was just looking at school stuff. And the worst part about it, like I was doing an assignment that, for whatever reason, it took me like 7 hours to do, bro. And like I'm doing 2 classes at the same time, so it's like, yo, and then all the time is due at the same time. I'm like, come on, bro. Then my mom in the hospital, gotta go visit my mom. Alyssa got doctor's appointments, gotta take her to. And I'm like, yo, this is wild, dog. Like this ain't cutting it for me, bro. So like, I had the conversation with Alyssa, and I told her how I was feeling, and she repeated my words back to me, and I had to be honest with her. I was like, because she was like, "Oh, you said that this was going to do X, Y, Z," and I was like, I know, but I was like, I feel like I even like my decision to even go to school was on some you don't believe in what you're doing kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I was like, I did that to justify what I wasn't doing, and that was succeeding in my writing. I did, and I said those things that I was doing to justify where what I wasn't able to achieve when I said I wanted to achieve it. You know, I said a lot of things, bro. And I thought back on those things. I was like, yo, so this is going to be able to get us the initial investment for real estate. This is going to be able to have like give me some money to invest in the Morton's Castle, and this is going to give me some money to start this to help boost Ascension Media. Like I was saying a lot of stuff, bro. But the problem is that my book can do that.
Mm.
If I stay diligent in my work, my books can do that. But if I stay diligent at school, then I'm just, I don't do any better. I don't do any better than the guys that we were talking about on one of our previous episodes, the episode called Eventually.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So all right, so I understand the question a little bit more that you had sent that sparked this. Yeah, like school is it's I ain't gonna say it's tricky. It's just like it's only for certain people, I believe. Like we're not telling you not to go to school or go to school. We're not saying school can help you, school can't help you. It's just you gotta. Hmm. Yeah, it was made to, basically keep people in debt and to also, bring up the future managers and business workers, not leaders, business workers, you know, uh but like you can find all that information, for free out here. You can learn a skill for free. You can learn a skill uh paid even. You can buy a course that solely focuses on what you want to learn instead of all this, you know, extra electives and all this other stuff. But like it's kind of all what you do with that. Like, yeah, sometimes uh I haven't seen it, but supposedly a degree is supposed to carry weight to get you to open doors for you.
I got you. Marcus Elephant got a lot of water on it, and I ain't really got the patience on. I ain't really got the patience for it. At school, we not telling you to go to school. I am not telling you to go to school.
Facts.
If you listening to this podcast, I know why you listening to this podcast. And if you're not listening to this podcast because you want to know how to go to school. You listening to this podcast because you are an entrepreneur and you want to grow yourself, not someone else's business. So yeah, no, I'm not about to sit here and glorify the one thing that's keeping everybody distracted. And the reason I say that, Mark, because like, school ain't for you if you listening to this podcast. It ain't, bro. Like you want to know how to be proficient in yourself. Like for real, like some of the greatest minds in the world ain't never even go to school, dog. Like somebody, like it depends on what you're trying to do, and I just shot myself in the foot with that one. But yeah, you gotta be able to plan out what you're doing, bro. And in my specific situation, like school wasn't it wasn't the move.
Mm.
It was never the move. Like I did this before. I've been here, like, working on something and like, okay, let me put half effort into what I'm doing here. Let me go to school. Because school is the socially acceptable thing to do, because right here in this situation, you ain't making no money.
It's interesting because like that's always the fallback, like the social norm or the what we've been conditioned to do is like always the fallback. Like we get in a rut, we get in some type of like you said, like a whole bunch of problems come up or a whole bunch of things that we gotta take care of, and it's always usually money related. It's always all right, let me work some extra hours. Let me uh get this degree, and then somehow this degree is supposed to just magically bring money into my lap, or always something that we've seen don't make the money. Like it, I don't. You go to school if you don't have any assistance, any financial assistance, going to school is counterproductive. Like, oh, I'm going to school to make money, but you're paying all this money to go to school, and you still don't. You might, after a very competitive workforce, you might get that job, you might get that raise. It's no guarantee, but if you put 100% in your craft, 100% in whatever you're trying to do outside of the social norm,
Your
you've
career.
seen your career, you've seen that brings you more money, you've seen that launches somebody's dream life. Like we clearly see, great authors live the best life they've ever lived. We've seen them get to a point where they don't even write the books anymore. Other people have written stories, continued stories, uh, and they're still continuing that person's legacy, that person's ideals. We've seen artists, music artists, famous artists, painters, all this other stuff, you know, get to a point where they drop something like once a year or once every other year or something, and they got fans just ready for it, ready to buy it, ready to, you know, consume whatever they produce as soon as it comes out. Like there's no waiting it. Like as soon as they drop it, they get notifications, money, 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 new transaction, new transaction. But you don't see that at school. You don't see that for the person going to school. You might see that debt number,
If they
get a
if
little
they got a
larger.
plan, if they got a plan and they know what they're doing, then you see it for them. But it's not typical of the person who decides to go to school and graduates from college who makes that happen. What usually happens is the things that they do after the fact, but it's just the following of the traditional path that we're talking about right now, that doesn't happen for those particular people who, that makes the big difference. Like what usually discovers, like, they didn't even need to do that in the first place. Like you didn't even need to waste your time going to school. Like would would somebody like E.T. the hip hop preacher be the number one motivational speaker in the world if he didn't get a PhD? I feel like he damn sure would have. Like, but it's what he put himself through, with all of the trials that he put himself through when he was in college. Like he had to do that for himself in order to do in order to move forward in his life. And I understand that, but like for real, I didn't need to do that. Like I was like, yo, you already put yourself through the ringer. Like you 33 years old, dog. Like you don't need to do that. You don't need to be backtracking. You spent way too much time backtracking. That's why you here now. That's why you not in the situation that you had to do. That's why you got kicked out of your office, bro, because you've been spending time backtracking.
Yeah. Hmm. So, society puts us in this headspace where we have to turn to society to get us out of the rut. Uh, Society is supposed to solve all our problems.
Mm.
But like it's crazy because like I've recently just learned this also. Like no one's gonna solve those problems but you. Like
Right.
I came to the realization, like, uh especially when, like, court lost their job or whatever, and it was like, yo, we really don't make enough. Like one person in this household making money really isn't, it's not sufficient. Like, and you know, losing a job can happen to anybody. Like,
Yeah.
they could be like, all right, time to make cuts, and they could just downsize. Like
Know what I'm saying?
half the company, we getting rid of half the people here, and then like, what do you do? Like you get another job, or like you, and I'm just like, yo,
Can
we
I
got
add
to do
something to
something
that?
different. What's up?
I know there's some people who hear that, anybody can lose their job. Any company can pivot and go in a different direction. I want y'all to understand, any company can pivot and go in a different direction. Just because you work for one of the biggest companies in the world don't mean that they're gonna stay the biggest company in the world, bro. Like chill, bro. But our volume, dog, we've been pushing less than. There were some days we pushed less than 5,000, dog. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Thought the lowest we could go was like 6. But yeah,
Yeah, we
even
put
that,
less than
like,
5, dog. Biggest
even
company in the world.
well-known companies, like there's McDonald's gonna be, hopping on that bandwagon. They gonna be downsizing. They just or they're planning to open their very first
They already did
robotic
it.
only. The
It's
robotic
already
only.
open. It's been open for 2 years now.
Come on.
That article still spreading around like that joint brand new. It's right up in Denver, dog.
Come on.
It's right in Denver.
But yeah, like,
The reason I know that because I wrote a blog post about it like 2 years
mhm,
ago, dog. Like it's been open.
come on. But yeah, you got companies like that looking to, kind of cut the costs on things to make more money. And they're making
Mm-hmm.
more money by getting rid of you, getting rid of
Yeah.
the people that are listening to this. So sooner or later, you're gonna have to get into a mindset, a mode where you work solely for. You're gonna have to make your own money. Point blank simple. Like, yo, why have I been wasting time? Going to this job, going to jobs,
Yeah.
wasting my time, literally wasting my time. Yes, I'm getting a paycheck at the end of the week, at the end of 2 weeks, but like, for what? Like, as soon as I get that money has to go to other places. It has to go to bills. It has to go to
Mm-hmm.
groceries and all this other stuff. And like,
Mm-hmm.
after everything is said and done, once the hype dies down, I'm only left with like what, a couple hundreds to spend. Like, what
Yep.
does that do?
Paid on Friday, broke on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. This isn't living. This is like,
Surviving.
basically. And I'm like, yo, something got to change. I don't know what it is exactly, but something has to change. I have to put my head down, work on this. Like, it's gotten to the point where it's like, I don't even feel like going out anymore unless there's like a real deep meaning to it. Like, Corey be like, yeah, what we doing on this holiday? And I'm like, really just want to work.
Working.
But
Working.
I'm like, we holiday, like, and I ain't gonna say it's sickening, but it don't feel good to have like a holiday or event come up and like you don't have the means for it. Like it's just that's too much of a financial burden to do right now, to
Yeah.
think about right now. Like we got all this other stuff going on, and like you thinking of leisure. Like we ain't got leisure money. We ain't got a leisure
Yeah,
lifestyle right
bruh.
now.
And I'm just like, yo, how can you even enjoy it?
Right?
Like you just looking at the people, because like for real, and there's been some situations where like I've been told that we need to, kick back and enjoy something, and I'm like, how can you? Like we can't even spend it the way we want to spend it. We can't
Mhm.
even do the things we want to do. We got a whole bucket list, a whole travel list, and all this other stuff. But like, yo, we can't even do none of that because we don't have the means to do so. Like it don't even make sense. Like I need to be working right now. I don't need to be talking about that. Like we need to talk about that when we can talk about that. Right now we
Mhm.
can't talk about that. So I'm just trying to figure out like, yo, how people go ahead, Brad. You got it.
And it's like, you know, like you said, like how do people think like that? People don't come to that realization that right now, and it's a part of every journey. Every journey has basically the valley of shadow and death. Like you in the trenches right now, and what people try to do is they try to settle in the valley, like that the problems that keep arising, uh the trouble, that rut, that trench that you're in
Mm-hmm.
right now. People try to settle there. They try to make that the best they can, and they live the rest of their life in that. When there's
Mm-hmm.
clearly once you get through that valley, once you get through your journey, once you get through that path, there's greener pastures on the other side. There's abundance on the other side. There's leisure that you can actually take and enjoy. There's rest on the other side. Right now, nah, you don't need that, right? Because the reason you're going through all of this is to be better, right? Like we've been through a lot. Like in the trenches, we've learned. Like at the end of our journey, we'll be better financially. We'll be uh uh financially literate. We'll know how to bring in money, use money the correct way. Because right now we don't. Point blank simple. If you're listening to this, you do not know how to use money. You get a paycheck at the end of the week or at the end of the 2 weeks, and it's gone by the middle of the week. Like you have nothing but probably gas money. Maybe not even that, you know, before it's time to get paid again. And it's like you spent it on what? Stuff that makes you feel good in the moment. You haven't invested it in anything that would push you forward to get you through the valley. You've bought things that basically make the valley
Deeper.
yeah. That new car, you already had a car, but you bought a new car just because something sounded funny. You buy this big old
To make
flat
it look
screen
like you got.
TV, and I'm like, who are you showing all for? Like, no one's gonna come to your house. No one's gonna look at the car and be like, "Oh, this person has made it in life," because you haven't. Like, if that's what you're going for, is that what you're trying to show? You know, why do all that to please another person? But like, you miserable inside. You still got bills coming up. That new car you bought, you still got payments you got to make on that. Yeah, you might have got that deal where it's like, oh, the first 2-3 months or something, payment free, all this other stuff, and it's just a ploy to entice you to buy it. Oh, I can save up that money in 3 months, but once those payments start coming in consecutively, what you got? Now you got to work twice as hard. Now you got to put twice as much mileage on that car to make the
So
money to.
all right, let's not go there right now. Like
Uh,
I don't want to talk about like I want to talk about why people aren't. Why does it take so much for us to believe that we can actually do something? Because like the biggest problem is not the fact that we backtracking. The biggest problem is why we backtracking. And like it's so easy to just be like, yo, this ain't working right now. I need to try something else. Like we don't have no stick with ability, is what they call it. Stick with ability. We ain't got that, bro. Like and it's starting to become real clear when when I sat back and I was just like, yo, you need to focus on something. And right now you ain't focusing on the right thing. I mean, you can say that about some of the other things that I do, but some of the other things I do are playing seeds too, bro. That one won't play. The school thing wasn't playing a big enough seed for me. It didn't have the right return. Considering that if I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing on the side of school anyway, I'm not going to be able to put my focus in the school, and then at the end of it, I'm just going to have a degree and a best-selling novel when I'm gonna realize I ain't even need a degree in the first place. Like, yo, it didn't make sense. Like, yo, for real, like, why didn't I just from the beginning put all of my effort into what I was supposed to be putting my effort into? Like, all that other stuff that you just said, like, it's cool and all, like, but that's. I don't want to talk about the scare tactic right now. I want to talk about the reason why we don't, psychologically, like why we don't get into our bag, bro. It's like we holding it, we walking around carrying it, you gotta look at like a little purse, we got it on our shoulder, but we don't go in that joint, dog. Like why? Like what is? I want to talk about that, bro.
I don't know, man. Like it's still a learning process. Like for me, I know, because even though I'm it's not a struggle to look at a program like Blender or whatever and you know get lost in it. I'm actually understanding like, all right, this page is for this page is for that. But I'm like, yo, if I spent like a whole day just doing this, like, what can I accomplish? And I don't know if that alone is like the reason I don't do it, or it's like I don't know. Like, why ain't I'm working towards doing that, making enough during the week to where I can spend a whole day or like a couple of days in that, just doing nothing but that, doing nothing but crafting, creating, all this other stuff. But yet, when things get hard, I'm like, all right, let me put extra hours into this job. Like I've heard people make what I make in like a year, 2 weeks, whatever, off of gig work. Yeah. And their gig work is consistent, right?
On Fiverr, bro. Yeah, people just making it happen on Fiverr.
And I'm like, we've used Fiverr before for the intro for this podcast, and like even that, like, dude was quick with it. Like I think what we hit him up middle of the week, like we was working, I think, at the time, and then like 2 days later or the next day, he at least had like a mock-up of it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that dude could have had like buku, like a whole bunch of people in his inbox, and he's just shoving stuff out for people.
Well, like even if you think about it, the some of the digital art that I do, like the very first, I can't even remember what it was, dog. I got a logo. I got somebody to create a logo. Actually, I do remember. It was the very first time I got the Ascension Star created. Like I sent that out to somebody on Fiverr, paid them like it's like $150 something just so they can put it on, like make it digital. Because I like took a picture of something that I drew and sent it to them, and I was like, I want this digital and in 3D. And I just want a logo. I wanted to look like it's popping out, embossed, blase, splee. Like I just want a logo made digital, going about our business. Like it was supposed to be like a JPEG. The man charged me extra for the PNG, so it didn't have no background. Like, dog, it was amazing the amount of opportunity that I missed there, but like for real, like it was like $150, and now I know how to do it myself, bro. I looked at it and was like, yo, another perfect example, the book covers, bro.
Yeah.
The book covers, like, and granted, that's not something that I'm passionate about doing, but it's something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And people making money off of doing. Come on, bro.
Like, for some reason, the money is out there, clear as day. Like, you see people getting it, even if like live concerts off TikTok, off social media, websites, apps, whatever, and it's like we see that and like, oh, that can't be us. Let me go back to this job. It just I don't know. Like I have to catch myself doing that like often. Like especially when, I was working 2 jobs. Like I was willingly gonna stay up for 2 days straight to do both the job I'm working at and Amazon. And I'm like, I'm sitting there hour 32. I'm on hour 32. I'm up and I'm sitting there. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I don't need to do this. Like I understand we need the money, but let me put my time into what I got at home, my career, and I can make all this just vanish. All this working hard, all this working for somebody else. This could be a thing of the past as soon as I get my shit together, get my ain't shit self out my ain't shit situation.
It is. Let's talk about it.
I'm like, yo. And I guess it's because like this is like some type of deep conditioning, but like I said, even having that realization, I still fall back into, yo, we need more money. Let me put some more hours. I'm out there trying to stretch it. Like the sun is already set. I can't see. I work outside, y'all. I put paint on the ground. I'm outside. It's pitch black darkness. I can't see 2 steps in front of me, and I'm trying to squeeze every little bit out this job. I'm like, yo, I'm working. I'm still working. I'm still putting paint on the ground, so it's justified. Pitch black darkness. I can't see shit in front of me. I don't know what's out here with me. I'm like, yo, I just gotta get back to my truck. And I'm like, putting myself in harm's way. It's cold outside. Like even today, hands freezing up, fingertips all numb and stuff. And I'm like, people out here, like, I mean, it ain't that cold where people like losing fingers and nothing, but like even still, that's gonna take a toll eventually,
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've seen people. I know that being proficient in any type of digital art, you can make bank. You can be your own person. And I'm like, I gotta get to this bag. But I'm also like, I gotta get to this bag at this job. And I'm like, I don't understand it. It's deep conditioning.
It's so foreign. It's so foreign, bro. And I think it's like generally because our parents came from 9 to 5, so they taught us 9 to 5. Like that's literally what I think it is. Like, yo, we just don't know anything else because that's all we ever saw. Like in our immediate circle, our immediate environment, we never saw anybody chasing their dreams. Like, in fact, it's so bad. Like we see people chasing their dreams now, and for some reason, people treat them like anomalies, dog. Like,
Yeah.
When I first when I and I've been in a situation where people looked at me like the anomaly. And I know I felt real good up there. I felt real good. And like and it still happened now when I'm just like, yo, I'm not really doing as much as I want to be doing, and people still looking at the stuff that I'm doing now, like, yo, that's amazing. And I'm like, is it though? Like, cause old girl just released a book like 2 years ago, and Amazon already making a TV series off of it. Like, is it really like I'm just like, oh, I can be doing a whole lot better, and that, yo, my books are better, bro. Like I'm just like, whatever, man. But like, yo, for real, we are so conditioned. We so conditioned by our environment that we gotta work hard for what we got. And like I guess like at some point somebody said, okay, you work if you passionate about what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And somebody was like, all right, so I was told to work hard when I was a kid. And all that passion stuff sound good, but I was told to work hard as a kid. I was never told to follow my passion. They told me to work hard because that's where the money at. And I think that in our immediate environment, corporate America, drones. You come from corporate America, everybody working 9 to 5, away from the house, ain't never seeing their kids. I think that stuff just kind of weigh on you, dog. Like you become the person that you spend the most time with, dog. And if you spend the most time with your parents, and your parents, that's all your parents ever did, and not only that's all they ever did, but that's all they ever did, and they never taught you better. So like, bruh, I promise you, it takes a really steep learning curve when you got a single parent who ain't never at home, who always at work, and never told you anything about the business. Never told you anything about the business. Never told you anything about the world. Only come home just to yell at you about whatever random thing comes to her mind. Like it's a real steep learning curve when that's what you coming from, dog. Like I decided that I was going to work hard to get away from that, and I did. Like I was working my job to get away from that, not my business, not my passion. In fact, the same person told me that your passion I ain't paying the bills. You got to do something a little better than that. So, I think just some of these social norms just kind of stick with us, and we just kind of run through our entire lives, and we do things. And the worst part about it, our programming is what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The worst part about our programming is that we will go into the next thing and follow our passion with our previous programming. And it causes us to fail every single time.
Yep.
So breaking it down, you can't chase success the same way you chase corporate America. It don't work, bro. I've never seen it work. I never heard anybody say it worked. Myron Golden, you ever say it worked?
No.
E.T. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, ever say it worked?
Nope.
I ain't never heard Stormy Wellington say it worked. I've never heard anybody. Any of these people ever say it worked. I never heard Morgan Freeman do a motivational speech and say that it worked. Like, nobody, bro. Like, ain't nobody ever said that doing what you do in corporate America is going to get you to success, dog. Like, it just don't work that way. But for some reason, people who come from 9 to 5, people who come from corporate America, and yes, I'm talking about myself right now, we continuously do the same thing over and over again, thinking that we're going to get a different result.
So, all right, people, look. If you want to be successful, and this is it's not even want to be anymore. Like you got to be successful if you want to live the life that you want to live out here. Like you have to be successful. It's not like Mike said, it's not like the job. It's not like 9 to 5. It's not like I can show up, I can half ass and still get a paycheck. No, if you don't go 110%, you don't get that paycheck. You don't learn that skill. You got to go all in or nothing. Because if you half ass it, you're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna be where you want, and you're just gonna backtrack into the right back into the 9 to 5. And then you got people looking at you like, oh, what happened to that dream of yours? What happened to you? You just prove them
Yeah, I
right.
knew that won't go work.
Right.
and they gonna tell you that they knew it won't gonna work because it wouldn't work if they did it. That's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. You got it.
And it is damn crazy that of all the topics, this one comes up right after we watched the movie Gran Turismo. And if you haven't seen that, it's about a story of this gamer, Gran Turismo. It's a racing game. This gamer, he's the best at what he does. He's the best at playing Gran Turismo. He gets the opportunity to do it in real life, and he didn't win like first place, but like he proved that he's better than the people out here that's been racing their whole lives, that got the big money to spend on Lamborghinis and all this other stuff. He put in the work. He went through this rigorous training, and he proved that you can do anything out here. You can do anything you're passionate. He was passionate about racing. He learned what he had to do. He trained, and he did it. He put 100% in it. And in the movie, his parents was basically like praising his his other brother, right? His brother, because his brother was like into football or something. They were over the river, so that they were real big on that. So he's like, father is like, coming down on him real hard. All you do is play video games and all this other stuff. He gets into the program. Oh, you'll never, get into the big league or whatever like that. He gets into the big league. Father's like, oh, he's actually doing this thing. Spoiler alert, sorry. He gets very proficient. He wins it big basically, and then his father's like, I'm proud of you. And he was like, I did it for you. Like, your hard work and dedication to whatever you did in the past, inspired me to do this. I was doing this for you. And they make up, they hug and all this other stuff. They have a little touchy moment. But like, we don't get there to that point because we listen. We let that person in. We let that outside voice that, oh, we'll never get there, all this other stuff. We let that in, we internalize it, and then we fail. We fall short at the smallest bump, and we go right back into that 9 to 5. Like, if he would have listened to his parents, where would he have been? He would have probably been working a job. He would have been looking just like you.
A job.
And I'm like, when do we get to the point where we get tired of seeing people do what we're passionate about, succeed, and finally just do it? Just like you said, get into the bag and just do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers for you, but I'm just like, you got to do it. Like, we're prime examples of it. Like, yeah, we make mistakes. We sometimes that voice kind of slips in through the cracks, and like, all right, I want to make more money right now. Right now, got to go to this job. Got to put hours into this job.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to make money, a lot of money, in the future, I need to learn this craft. I need to get this career up and running to where there's no ifs, there's no doubt. If I do it, I succeed.
All right, so I want to, now that we finished talking about Cars, the unanimated movie, Cars 4. That's it. I'm just hearing like my man's Lightning McQueen. He's just trying to come up on a come up. I'm gonna watch that now though, because I was interested in seeing that. I
was
want
pretty
to,
good, no lie.
Yeah, I want to too hyped that they had Captain Phillips on that joint, but we ain't got to talk about that. But anyway, I want to come up with the concept, and I think it helps everybody in this situation, right? Because you don't know how to get to where you're going. You just know that you want to get there. And some of the biggest problems is that people fall short on reaching the goal because they don't have a goal. You just want to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a specific target. And what's known to happen when you get in the car with no destination, you're gonna drive, but you're just gonna burn your gas out and you ain't gonna end up nowhere. So what a concept that I want to bring to light right now, Mark, is dream big, plan bigger. Dream big, plan bigger. Because there's no point of planning big if you ain't got no dream. But there's no point of dreaming big if you don't have no plan. And breaking it down just a little bit further, some of y'all out here, and we talked to some of y'all. We know some of y'all personally. You ain't got no dream. You ain't got nothing going on up in here. You ain't got nothing up in here. You ain't got nothing in there. So you got to come up to a situation where you say, this is exactly where I want to be. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know this is where I want to be. Everybody know my goal. I want to be Stan Lee. Like I not like Stan Lee. I want like his life, like whatever, everything that he created. I want his life. Like I want that. The movies, and I don't even want it for me. That's the crazy part about it. I want it for my legacy. Mm-hmm. I don't even want it for me. I don't even care about me right now. I want it for my legacy. I want to be able to be in a theater, sitting in the back of a theater and watching people enjoy my movies like Paris Jones enjoyed Captain Marvel that one time. That man got up and started clapping. I want people to enjoy it like that. I want people to enjoy my content like the girl that worked, how she was talking to me about this book called The Fourth Wing, bro. It's a 5-book series. Book 1 and 2 is out, Mark. She read 1 and 2 3 times already. She's on her 3rd read through right now. The girl made a Tumblr with the quotes on it that she wrote by hand and put it on the Tumblr and Mod Podge the Tumblr and walk around drinking out that joint and proud of it. I'm like, yo, it's tacky as hell, but you proud of it, so I'm proud of you. Like, yo, that's real awesome, bro. Like, for real, I want people to view my stuff like I view like everybody else is viewing other people's stuff. Like, I want that for myself. Like, that's my dream right now. So, with that being said, it's easier to plan big to get somewhere that you got a destination to. The GPS can't tell you where you're going if you don't put in a destination. But here's the thing: when you type in a destination in the GPS got a plan for you to get there. The GPS is like, all right, go up here 500 feet, boom, take a right. Go up here, travel this road 3-4 miles, then you're gonna take a left. GPS is like, hey, hit this roundabout, take the 3rd exit, boom, get there. By about 5 hours, you're gonna reach your destination. but some of y'all are walking through life. And here's the problem. Here's what gave me the insight to do what I did over the weekend, and that is to drop. I'm a college dropout now. I can't. It is what it is, bro. Here's what gave me the insight to do that. And I got the blessing from my wife, bro. Oh my God, like that woman is so awesome. She's like, yo, you said this is justified, this blase, blase, split. And I was like, yeah, boo, I know. And she was like, it wasn't part of the plan. You said you were going to do this. You said you were going to do this. Does this get you here? I was like, it don't. Then drop it. But I gotta finish. Let me finish this one joint. She's like, I was like, yo, and me, my corporate America 9 to 5 brain. I'm like, yo, but I mean, maybe I can go down to one class. Does that fuel the goal? No, it doesn't. Then drop it. Yeah. I don't know why you did it in the first place. Okay, all right, yeah, making me feel bad about myself. But here's what gave me the insight to do that, right? And here's what gave. Bruh, it's so deep. It's so deep, bruh. Check this out. Come on now. When you have a plan for your life, and your plan is so deep and so detailed, everybody else around you can dictate what you're doing to show your plan too. Look at how deep that is. Like, if Ma, you know my goal. Alyssa, she know my goal. Anything that I do, if I'm doing something that don't feed the goal, everybody around me can hold me accountable. Everybody can hold. You can clearly see this ain't got nothing to do with that damn book. Why you doing that? But this ain't got nothing to do with the 8th universe. What you doing? Like, bro, come on now. Make your plan so big, your dreams, make your dreams so big that it's easy to plan for. That's the thing that we need to do. We don't need to be planning no more with no dream. It don't work. Our parents did that. Like, let's be real. Our parents did that. They did that. They did it for years. They did it up until you came along and you tried to follow their footsteps. It don't work no more. They're going to complain about the company loyalty. They're going to complain about how you keep jumping from job to job. Let them. Dream big, plan bigger. That's what it's going to be. That's going to get you to the top.
I mean, these past couple episodes
hurt my soul, man.
The facts. We're gonna name this Mad Part 2.
Know what I'm saying? The bad part about it, I listened to that episode and I was like, yo, you still ain't get it even when you said it, bro. Facts. What is wrong with you? Even when you said it, you didn't get it. What is wrong with you? And the bad thing about it, the words came out of my mouth. I'm up here wasting time with school. The words came out of my mouth, ma. I said it and still didn't get it, bro.
That just shows that, we are human. Like, we're in the same boat as you are. Who's ever listening to it, we're in the same boat. We're trying to get out of the suit, right? And it's like we all have this deep programming that it's like a computer that won't update, and every time you turn it on, it constantly goes back to the default settings, and you gotta set everything up how you had it again. You wasting time setting it up, and it's like we gotta get to a point where we break through that. Point blank simple. I don't know when, I don't know how long it takes. We still going through it. But like, sooner or later, we're gonna get to the point where we wake up and it's just boom to the bag. It's evening time. We done spent time with our ladies.
We wake up out the bag. Right. I'll try to get there. Somebody come smack me with money. Wake up.
you know, and it's all a process. Like I said, that journey part right now, I know it's rough. I know it's tough. Like we 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 all got them. We all got financial stuff we got to take care of. But if you just stick with it, it's gonna be green on the other side. And if y'all keep watching and keep listening to this podcast, y'all gonna see
Oh, you gonna
it
see it?
happen. Like we might even go live the day it happened. The day I get a gig where they pay a whole year's worth for something,
Talk your
bruh.
talk.
Bruh, bruh, and
Talk your talk.
it's so crazy because I've seen a dude forget it's Thomas something, right? It's so crazy about game designing, right? You can get half the money or the money up front before the game is even made. If your idea looks good enough, they'll pay for that. You don't even have to make the whole game. Your idea, your demo makes money. Your I don't know what it is for. Is it the same word for books? Your prologue,
Manuscript.
manuscript. Your manuscript, your demo tape, mixtape. You don't even have to make the whole thing. But if you put your time and effort into it, into your craft, to your career, your beginning will pay for your future.
Your beginning will pay for your ending.
Beginning pay for it. There you go.
All right. So what we learned from this episode: dream big, plan bigger, and you said
Career.
your beginning.
Oh, your beginning will pay for your end.
If you are consistent and you focus on your craft,
Not
not
anybody
nobody
else's.
else's. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right, man. What we got coming up?
Man. Y'all just get on over to ajmcmullen.com /newsletter and just go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. Stop playing with it. If you like sci-fi fantasy, head on over there, subscribe, join the mailing list. I send content out every week now. Getting back to it. And I do have some nonfiction stuff coming out at some point this year. Well, maybe not this year, but it's stuff that's been in the works. But right now, just remember that my main passion is sci-fi fantasy. All that other stuff that comes natural to me, but I will have some sci-fi or some nonfiction stuff coming soon. But you'll be the first one to know once you are part of that mailing list. So head over to ajmcmullen.com /newsletter and hit me up, man.
Word. And if you're interested in digital art, your boy over here learning how to create stuff. So
Yeah.
commissions ain't open just yet, but it's in the plan to be up and running in the upcoming future. So yeah.
Hey, you know what I was just... Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, no, I'm about to end it up.
I was thinking about it, like, wouldn't you need a digital artist anyway? Like, maybe not somebody that uses Blender, but like digital art, like that comes in handy, right?
For game development?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you crazy enough, digital art just don't, you need it for almost everything now. Commercials, product mock-ups, like half the stuff you see on ads or whatever was made in like Blender or some type of sculpting something.
Oh no, I was talking about like actual like artwork.
Well,
like
yeah,
Photoshop and
yeah,
sketching and all that other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's subtle. I'm gonna be your first employee. I'm gonna be drawing shit. You say, I need something, dot, dot, dot. I was like, yeah, I got you. But just go ahead and draw it out. Because I was like, yo, I know I had that aspiration to do Blender, and then I got the Blender, and then that Blender was like, nah, you can't do Blender. You can't do this. This ain't what you want. Like, and you know, I felt kind of bad that I put that out there, but I was like, yo, don't they need like artists in these type of projects at some point? I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna let him tell me. So yeah.
I feel that. Alrighty, people. You know, that's just a little nugget. You know, you gotta get out there and you know, network. Your talents are needed. Like, I don't know where we get this mindset where, oh, you know, I'm talented in this aspect, but I'm only doing it for myself. Like,
oh, because we got to be perfect.
Do you though?
And if I see the flaws in it, then somebody else is gonna see the flaws in it. You want to start another episode?
Bruh. Like working with Lamar and then Elijah, the dude that you know, I was like, yo, this stuff is dope. And then I forget the conversation y'all had, but I'm like, dude was drawing. Wait, did he say he traced it or nah?
He said he traced one of them, and then he said after he traced it, he learned how to do it or something like that. Something he said. But yeah, he showed off his whole portfolio. He was going in. I was like, bro, where do you think this conversation was going?
Thanks. And I'm like, and all this, y'all piss me. I love y'all, but y'all piss me off. Like, I had a cousin that he could draw, like, from looking at it. Like, we had a TV where it was
the
weird.
freeze frame.
Yeah, but it didn't like stop the whole show. Like, the show would still be playing, and you could hear it in the background.
Freeze frame.
Yeah. So one time we were playing around with the drink. We was watching Dragon Ball Z. I had freeze the frame for him, and dude was just like sitting there. He's like, hold on. And like, he drew Vegeta from that. Like, whole dude is like, because we had to set up where it's like the center of the wall, and the couch was like way back, whatever. But I'm like, you all the way back there, and you drew Vegeta, background and all, by like just looking at it. And the freeze frame don't last that long. It lasts about a couple seconds. But like I don't know how he did it. He encapsulated the frame in his mind or something, and he drew that
like he wasn't even looking at that joint long. He was just like, he just took a glance at it and just drew it.
Yeah, because freeze frame don't last only about, I want to say couple seconds. It might be a minute. I don't know. But
wow.
I'm like, dog. But because of the environment, he fell into a certain lifestyle, and I don't even think he draw anymore. And I'm like,
of course not.
I was like, dog, we can make our own fan comic book with Dragon Ball Z, bro. What are you doing?
Or Ether?
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
we gotta focus on nobody else shit.
But yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten anything from this, get into your bag. Stay in your bag. And don't work towards nothing but your bag. It's gonna be tough.
Dream big, plan bigger. Don't forget about that.
Dream big and plan big. Literally the world is your ocean front. Like, just dive into it and do it. Once you figure out where you want to go, just do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.